Hello and welcome to the morning sports briefing here on Saturday, the 13th of February. Hi, I'm Paul and I'll be your host today. In the news today, we've got the New Zealand Cycling Championships, National Championships, sorry. There is Test Cricket International. Start again. There's Test news in the cricket. We've got action in the NBA and the NBL as well as bring up speed with what's going on in the Prada Cup, the A-League, the golf over in the PGA. The rugby with both Super Rugby warm-ups and the Six Nations going on, as well as in the tennis, we have the Australian Open continues despite a lockdown. This is your best way to start the day up to speed with all of the important sports news. And yes, in the rugby, we'll kick off with that. Yesterday, we saw the Crusaders and the Highlanders play a game. The Highlanders were leading 26-0 at half-time. Only to lose 28-26 to the Crusaders in the Farmlands Cup. Today we'll have the game of three halves between the Blues, Chiefs and Hurricanes down in Hurricanes country. Yes, Super Rugby is almost here. Next weekend we will be having the Super Rugby AU will kick off and Super Rugby Aotearoa will kick off the following weekend. Also in rugby, the second round of the Six Nations will be taking place this weekend. England playing Italy, Ireland against France, and Scotland versus Wales. So 3 games there in the Six Nations this weekend as well. Over in the PGA, it is the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am this weekend. The second round is underway as we speak. Tim Wilkinson is the Kiwi taking part in that, and he's currently 22nd, tied 22nd at 4 under par. He is out in the course at the moment on the second round there. Staying in the USA, and we'll move on to the actually I'm not sure that golf tournament is in the USA, but yeah, staying in the USA, we'll move on to basketball with the NBA. And over in the NBA, we had 5 games yesterday. Key results: the Celtics took a big win over the Raptors, 120-106 in that one, and the Pacers comfortably beat the Pistons 111-95. That means at the top of the Western Conference, the Jazz still lead the Lakers ahead of the Clippers. And on the Eastern Conference, 76ers ahead of the Bucks. Today, there is 11 games, including the Jazz versus the Bucks, which will be a cracker. The Lakers take on the Grizzlies, and the Celtics take on the Pistons. But the game that all Kiwis will be interested in is the Mavericks versus the Pelicans. Yes, Steve Adams' team back in action at 1:30 p.m. This afternoon. So that's going on in the NBA. Over in the NBL, and yesterday the Breakers took on the Kings, and it was all tied up at 38 each at half time. Unfortunately, the Breakers faded in the second half, with the Kings pulling away for an 84-74 win in that one. The Kings were led by Casper Ware with 22 points and Gerald Martin on 20 points. For the Breakers, Corey Webster came off the bench to score 25 points. Then we had a double-double from Ty Webster with 10 rebounds and 13 points in that one, but it wasn't enough to see the Breakers win that one. Today we have the Bullets versus the 36ers at 10 p.m. In this one. Moving on then to the tennis and over in Australia, there are no crowds there will be no crowds at the Australian Open from now on, because of has been a lockdown in Victoria. The tennis can continue as professional sports people count as essential workers, which has led to some questions on Twitter, social media, as you can imagine. This is due to an outbreak of the UK strain of coronavirus in Victoria, and has been, as I say, lockdown has been announced. As crowds were sent home halfway through this game, but Djokovic came through with a side strain injury. He has said that he knows it's a tear, and he doesn't know whether he'll make it through to whether he'll be able to get on court in 2 days' time for his next game. But he got through the 7-6, 6-4, 3-6, 4-6, 6-2 to come through and get into the fourth round there, beating American 27th seed Fritz on the way. Thurman, the number 3 seed, also came through after being down to Nick Kyrgios 4-6, 4-6. He then won 6-3, 6-4, 6-4 to come back and win that one again in 5 sets there. We are waiting to see on how Nadal goes. He'll be up against Norrie today, the Englishman in that one. Over on the women's side of things, and Barty, the number 1 seed, will be up. Will be playing today in the 3rd round on the women's side of things. Serena Williams yesterday came through. Before we get on to Serena, actually, Osaka, the number 3 seed, came through, beating Jabeur, the 27th seed, 6-3, 6-2 to make it through. And Serena Williams won 7-6, 6-2 to come through against Potapov in that one. Halep, also the number 2 seed, came through, winning 6-1, 6-3 in that one. Moving on then, and the Prada Cup gets back underway today with 2 races between Ineos Team UK and Luna Rossa Challenge. There's been some changes to the rules, and they've brought around the top wind speed that will be allowed before a race can start. This has been agreed between the challenger, Luna Rossa, and the host, obviously, team in New Zealand. Ineos Team UK said, look, yep, they understood it was. It does get more dangerous at high wind speeds, but they had been going well at high wind speeds and had made things that way. And of course, it's just what it is. But say that will get underway today with 2 races, as in the Prada Cup, as they challenge it out to see who will make it through to the America's Cup proper itself against Team New Zealand. Moving on to the A-League, and yesterday Macarthur FC took on Adelaide United, and the new team had a fantastic game, winning 4-0 in that one. That sees Macarthur FC climb up to 2nd in the table. They have played more games than anybody else so far this season, so could be caught with other teams being games in hand. But in your very first season, you've got to say Macarthur FC must be very happy with how things are going. The Wellington Phoenix will be in action tomorrow against the Western Coast Mariners, who are currently the Western Coast Mariners. I can't find them on the table. Sorry, folks. So we will. But I know people who will know, and that is Central Coast Mariners. That's why I'm getting mixed up. Not Western Coast Mariners, who are number 1 in the table. Join us at 9 a.m. where we'll have our very first Knicks newsletter show. I will not be hosting it. Don't worry. As you can tell, I'm not a football expert, but I have got 3 Phoenix fans who will be hosting that. They'll take a look at the A-League, and in particular how the Phoenix are going. So do join us at 9 a.m. this Saturday morning for the Knicks newsletter. If you can't make it live, then you can catch the recording either as a video on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, or as a podcast out on your favorite podcatcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all of those wonderful places. Finally, let's talk about that's not finally. Sorry, I've got two more items. But next up is the cricket with the West Indies versus Bangladesh. West Indies in their second Test match. West Indies were all bowled out for 409. Amazingly, with a total like that, nobody made a century. Bonar was out for 90. De Silva made 92, and Joseph 82 in that one. Amongst the wickets for Bangladesh were Jaed, with 4 wickets, and Islam with 4 wickets as well. In reply, Bangladesh had a horrible start, losing 2 wickets in the first 3 overs, both of them falling to Gabriel in that one. There was a bit of a fight back made by Iqbal and the captain Hack, but scoring 44 and 21 respectively. But they then were both out in 2 overs as well, to leave the team at 4 for 71. Rahim and Mithu are doing a bit of a rebuilding effort, and currently the team are 105 for 4 at the close of play, and will return tomorrow. But West Indies in a strong position there against Bangladesh. The second test between India and England will be starting today. So don't forget to join us on the morning sports briefing at 7 a.m. every single morning, while keeping you up to date with how that is progressing. We have the New Zealand Cycling National Championships for road racing is on at the moment. Finn Fisher-Black, the under-23 rider, has went fastest to win the under-19. So the 19-year-old to win the under-23 title. Aaron Gate took on the men's elite title, even though he was 9 seconds slower on the course. He beats George Bennett by just 0.7 seconds, 0.7 seconds over the 44 kilometer route. In the women's race, Georgia Williams won her third national time trial champion title in 4 years. So congratulations to her in that one. The road race will be taking place tomorrow on the 14th of February. So do look out for that one. You can watch streaming if you go to the of the event. If you go to Cycling New Zealand website to get that. You have now started the day the best way up to all of the important sports news. Have a fantastic day, folks. And the weekend is here. So do enjoy it. And don't forget to join us for the Nix newsletter at 9 a.m. this morning.